Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Business. Let's Talk Business is a series that helps you to build your business to the best possible way, in the best possible manner. Let's Talk Business helps you to become an entrepreneur effortlessly, to help you to scale through the hurdles of the enterprise world. But before we get right into it, let me reintroduce myself. If you're new here, welcome. And first of all, go and hit the like button, and then you hit the subscribe button, because you do not want to miss any of these episodes. This is one of the series that would help you beyond borders. My name is Ayeni-Wuraola, and I'm the Wuraola herself, founder of 3 thriving businesses in Nigeria, in the UK, United States. Give me my flowers, please. Yes, I did that. Right, founder of Nutrifield, Inspo and Tibebello. Today I have a very beautiful, amazing superstar entrepreneur. She's a mentor. She's a phenomenal business owner. Like, what she does in the food space, what she does in agribusiness is nothing anyone can ever imagine. Like, before you count 3 people in agribusiness in Nigeria, in fact, I'm not even going to say Nigeria, I'm going to say globally now. Before you cannot count 3 people and pass her, because these are the people that pioneer the food industry. They are the people that do amazing work. Trust me, coming from me, I mean, if you don't understand English, forget it. Like, allow me to introduce to you the phenomenal Amina, aka Amina Olofada. Founder of Ofada Hub.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So
We are
good to
greeting
be
you. They are
here.
greeting you. Greet us in the comment section,
Okay,
please.
my name is Amina Kazim. I'm the founder of Ofada Hub. And it's so good to be here. It's so good to share my knowledge and to be sharing this space with the Wuraola herself. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm very happy to, bring you on board here, especially because there are so many business owners that are looking to do things that you do. And they're looking to build businesses like you do. Okay. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you because coming from business owner to business owner, it can be very challenging when you're building a brand, when you don't have the right funding or the necessary fundings to do it. Okay. I'll use myself as an example. I've built all of my businesses from ground zero. I remember telling my story one time, and I said I had started my food business with 4,000 naira customers fund, which is less than $4. And each time I say that thing, they kind of roll their eyes at me like, please go and find somewhere to see $2. And I say that it is not 4,000 naira that has taken that business outside of the country. Okay. However, that's what has started it. So in terms of building a brand and securing funding, getting that access, what would you say has been your biggest challenge in the industry?
In respect to securing funding, because accessing funding has not really been an issue for me. I didn't start my business with 4K. I didn't start my business. So I started my business with about 100K.
Right.
It was a graduation gift. And I was already running business before I started Ofada Hub. I was a makeup artist and I was doing well in Akure.
I'll mix both of us.
Because I was doing well in Akure. I even had customers that didn't want me to leave Akure after I graduated. They wanted me to stay back. So someone gave me 100K graduation gift and told me that they were only going to release the fund for me if I come up with something reasonable to do with the money, because they didn't want me to go and use the money to buy clothes and shoes. So I said okay. So initially I said, oh okay, because I was a makeup artist, I started to learn makeup artistry. Then it was not iPhone thing, so it was you as a makeup artist, when you have professional photographers skill, it was a added advantage, right? So I said okay, I wanted to go and learn photography, and I think I collected about 20K out of that money to learn photography. Right. It was during the course of me learning photography that this Ofada opt-in, the whole idea came up, and I remember I submitted, I'm thinking of starting a new business. I submitted the proposal and said, okay, now I'm gonna give you.
Now you're talking.
And he said, you see that 20K that you had collected to learn photography, I'm actually going to add it back and I'll give you the entire 100K
to begin.
So that was how I started my business. But from experience, especially running a food business, because unlike the fashion industry, we don't run at 100% margin. I can't decide to sell at 100%, 150%. That does not work in there.
food industry
is very marginalized, and the volume makes up for it for her. So it kind of makes the growth slower, considering that in the early days you don't start to do the volume at the beginning, right? It's the numbers are slow. So before you get to that point, one of the things that would even help you do that volume is money.
Amen.
Because for you to do that volume, yes, you have to be giving wholesale, which will be at a very reduced profit margin. So you have to have a particular amount of money that can help you take in a very good amount
quantity,
to also get a very good price from the farmer. So funding is very important. So there's only little the 100K can do.
Yeah,
there's only little the 200K can do. The funding and outcomes from afterwards is what determines how good the business is. So funding is really a thing for food business owner. So I don't want to talk businesses generally, because I know that, like I said, I've been a makeup artist. I've sold clothes. I've been in fashion industry, and I can tell you, if my entire cost on a cloth is 10K, I can decide to sell it for 35K, and I'll still sell it.
Yeah,
that does not work in the food industry.
It doesn't. I'm even happy that you mentioned that.
So that funding really comes to play. And in the early days, I think I realized this in the early days of my business, I have support too. I have support. My parents will give me money.
I'm so thankful for that for
my family, my friends, they will give me money. But other money, unless you are like from a very wealthy home where your parents can say, you know what, I'm giving you 10 million, put into your business. I'm giving you 20 million. Then maybe you don't need. But
then what's the percentage of the people that in the absence of
that, one of the things that can help you grow is accessing external funding. See, especially if you are in the agribusiness space or you are a woman, there are more grants and opportunity being opened up to women-owned businesses and agribusinesses, because even I think people are now realizing that agriculture is very important, and the fact that the youth are opening eye to agriculture is very important to support them. So I started this funding journey a little bit early in my journey of this. And I can say that as well has helped me to greatly scale the business. I think I was just like 4 years when I got NAFDAC registration number, and it was an entire grant
that you used to do that.
This grant I'm using to get my NAFDAC certification.
So I had a question.
If I were to use my business money, it would take, maybe I'll still be there without NAFDAC.
I agree with you. I mean, you're 100% right, and I can tell you that because I'm someone who, well, like what an opposite in this case. I barely gotten any grants to do my business. Thankfully, I've been able to still scale my businesses.
But you got investors.
We'll come to that.
Okay.
Maybe
they work hand in hand.
Well, I would say I got investors 2025, 2024, and I started in 2016.
Okay.
So yes, I got investors. In fact, I would say December 2024.
Oh, I actually thought you had investors.
No, I had no investor. I did everything. I bootstrapped everything from 2016. Now, my question is, do you think that people are kind of scared or wary about accessing funding? I'll tell you why. So because I was in the beauty industry, and I don't think I've ever really publicly said this. I don't know, you people should not drag me. But I've been in the beauty industry for a very long time. That was what I started with in 2007, I think, yeah. And as at 2011, I was already, going out to get to paint people's faces at concerts and things like that. Somehow I think that was the very first experience I had with fundraising, and I had submitted this proposal and everything, and they eventually disbursed fund for that exact proposal, just that they switched it up. This was given to somebody else, my exact proposal with somebody else's name, somebody else's address and everything, released the funds to this person, and no money came to me, and this was my job. So it tore me apart. I won't lie. For like 2 years, I didn't even get back to doing business, because I was like, why would anybody do this to me? This is something this is my blood and my sweat and stuff. So it kind of gave me like a stereotype kind of, like, please, if you're going to steal my business idea, just stay away from me. And sometimes this can be detrimental to the growth of your business, because you actually see people who are genuine about investing in your business or giving you grants and stuff, but because you're scared to share exactly what your journey is. I'm one who doesn't really, I like storytelling. I like the impact storytelling has done on many people's businesses, but I'm not one that really likes to tell as much stories. If you notice, if you go through my page, I don't really share behind the scene. I will try to do that this year, Sha,
No,
so
I
that
don't
people
share
can say.
behind the scene of my business. Like,
But you
there's a
you
way
do
I want
share.
to be perceived, right?
Yeah.
So considering the line of business that I'm in, it just comes off as a selling Ofada. That's not what I want to be perceived as.
Right.
There's a bit of corporate in what I do. I want to
Good.
be a company, not just an online vendor.
Right.
Do you understand? So there's a way I want to be perceived.
Yeah.
And that's the leg I put forward. So there are some certain things, should I say they are not aesthetically pleasing? I don't push it.
Yeah, right.
That's for in-house. That's for my growth story. If I have to pitch to an investor, I can use those type of footage. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's not for the public eye. And you say regarding funding, stealing business idea,
Do you think it can be completely eradicated, or what can we do to kind of?
it can't. But let me just say this. I think the problem that a lot of people have about funding is that I'm a strong believer of that idea or business idea that you think you have. Like 10 other people have the same idea.
Absolutely, I believe
Is
that
who
too.
executes first that
And
owns the
fast.
business. Yeah. So I do not believe that any business proposal is. I've been in pitches where I'm pitching against people whom we are doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been in so many pitches like that.
Right.
I'm competing. We are doing the
Exact same thing.
and every single time I've won.
Amazing. See, let's give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
So okay, that's not to undermine anyone or to say, but see, you have to get to a point where you can say this is what differentiates me, because other people are the same business idea that I have.
Right.
So the way you're able to convince someone or a potential investor that what I'm doing, I'm different. It doesn't matter if all of us pitching right now are doing the same thing.
But what
I'm your
I'm doing
best
is
bet.
yeah. So would you say this is a confidence thing, or this is
And it's also that, no, it's not.
what is it? What do you think it is for you?
Yeah, confidence comes to play.
One.
Because if I start to talk about my business now, you think I'm selling more than Ofada right?
I thought I was the only one in this picture.
Confidence is a thing,
Right.
right? Two, I think the numbers too, proof of work. The numbers can tell too. So some of these pitches, even though we are doing the same thing, a good number of them were or are my wholesalers.
All right.
I won't go to the pitch to say this person is my wholesalers, right?
Absolutely.
But eventually, when you are pitching, you get to the part where you show the numbers.
You show your
By the
traction.
time
Yeah.
the numbers are coming up. So if I'm investing in a business
In your
and
brain,
I see somebody
you're doing
that
the
has
2 +
7
2's
years
experience
in
and
the
has
line
only
of
sold
business, and I've
1,000
done
units.
so much, and I'm seeing somebody that has done has track of growing not just their financial numbers, their customers, their volume, everything that they are doing. There's a track record of everything. And then I'm seeing somebody that has 2 years, and they are still doing maybe like 5% of what this other person is doing, depending on how much I want to put. Maybe if I want to put 500,000, I might say, oh, you're too big for this 500,000 that I want to give you. It's not going to make an impact
on your business,
considering where you have gotten to.
Right.
But if I'm talking a reasonable amount of person, yeah, I would rather put it in a place where
You're looking at the potential
of that person
than
putting
this
the money
person.
to
So that
use.
means that when you go for grant, so this point is a very valid point. It also, in fact, if I've drawn some cues from this means that, like, it doesn't matter. Sometimes we feel bad, you go to, I'll say this because I went for a pitch recently and I had the grant. I had that money. I think it was a £12,000 grant and stuff, but I didn't win. And I took it in giant strides. But when I went back to the drawing, I took the feedback and I went back. And one of the investors that even approached me and said, you do so much great work. And I'm like, thank you. But if I'm okay, you do so much great work. Okay, why didn't you hand me the money? I do need the money. And I went back and I realized that if I had that money, to be fair, it wouldn't have been justifiable for them.
Yeah.
And now I went back to look at the people who won the first,
money.
second, and third prize, and I was like, wait, girl, look at what you have done. You too. Look at what
Judge
they are
yourself.
doing. Judge
See,
yourself.
thank you
Will they give you this money?
Thank you for stating that.
Like,
See, yeah,
they will look at you
with
as
my
you don't need
experience
the
in
money more than
pitching
these
and
people.
all that, I still lose grants.
But
Up
it
till today.
we don't used to see that one. We don't used to
I
see
will
it.
tell you. You know what's funny? Many times when I even win grants, I don't talk about it. You probably see it because the organization has posted about it,
yeah.
and you've seen my face somewhere. I don't talk about it. I hardly talk about it.
Right.
And if I want to talk about it, maybe on LinkedIn. Or you see in the general IG fit.
Do you think it has?
do
Do you think it has an impact to play on other people's success stories or their business growth? Do you think it intimidates people? Do you think?
One, I feel like it intimidates people. Secondly, I feel like a lot of people do not understand that I am not Ofada Hub. I'm an employee.
I love what you have just said, because
I feel like a lot of people have not realized that.
I think
so. Automatically, when they see me win grant, they feel like Amina is richer.
Technically, thank you. And this also applies. This also applies to staff, by the way, because they are like, because they're like, we won 10 million naira today, or $10 million today. We have money.
Give me 100K. I don't think they get it, but I can't explain it.
Well, to be fair, I kind of I want to say explain, educate my employees about, yes, we want this money, but it is not my money. I don't my hand is not inside. This money is for business development. It's not my own. So I think I've got into a stage in my business where certain employees understand the implications of but there are some people that they're from
so
that they
one
don't
thing
still
that
don't
I
want to
do
understand
is that
it.
when considering that I'm the face of Ofada Hub, so I kind of have this kind of agreement where for every grant I have a percentage. Could be 5%, could be 10%.
Yeah.
So I'm paying myself like a business developer.
Because you did the work.
So when I get to a point where I do not want to pitch again, I want to take a step back. Whoever I'm bringing on
has
board
to also get paid for that
aside
service.
Their salary,
would get a commission for
that.
them
To put in the work. For every grant they win, they get a certain percentage, while the rest of the money goes into the business.
Perfect.
So I can decide to give some of my staffs who play a role during the course of that grant out of the percentage that I've paid myself.
Right.
But they do understand that that money is not my money, and it's not for
sharing.
So that's why I said I feed those type of information to LinkedIn. Before I used to, I realized that people just kind of measure your growth and your how much your business is supposed to worth by this figure. So I did myself.
Please give me a high five, because
the honors of keeping that away.
Yes, so that don't judge me based off.
And I feel like a lot of times when we go for pitching, and what I was talking about up till now, I still lose pitches. Last year, people probably knew that I won about 3-4 pitches, but in reality, I lost about 5.
So if let me now digress a little bit. Like, how often do you roughly how many grants do you apply for in like a month or in like 6 months?
I don't do that much, right?
Okay.
So 2023, I took a whole year break. I didn't do any applications. The whole of 2023, I said no, I'm on a break.
I have one more question in line with this. Do you think that the grants that you win have a direct impact on your pricing?
No.
It doesn't. Amina wants to give me, but why do you say so?
Maybe indirectly it does, but directly no, it doesn't.
Or indirectly,
because for each grant there is a purpose.
Yeah.
So if I'm using this particular grant to get a machine or an equipment that would increase the volume we are able to do or process in a month, so we can meet up with demand.
Right.
I'm only doing that volume. I'm only processing more.
Yes.
I'm not going to make the money back on that machine immediately. I'm going to make that money back over maybe a period of 5 years, 3 years.
In fact, this has
so
been
I don't cut my
price just because. So now this brings me to
as a matter of fact, when I'm doing numbers, my profit and
everything doubles. So yeah,
the price.
I'm happy that, and in fact, I'm grateful for this answer, because I think there was a year, the only grant I've ever won, by the way, was the Nigerian Export Promotion Council grant, the COVID relief.
Yeah.
was given at that time. And I am so thankful to the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, because that grant came in
Just in time.
And that was how we were able to do our Ofada rice
And stuff.
packaging, the new packaging that we did at that time.
Yeah.
We were branding, and it was amazing. But certain customers kind of now thought that because
You want a grant?
we now want grants, they will now price market. They now say, Shebi, you want grant? Excuse me, ma.
How does that come to play?
The amounts that we spend on packaging material alone,
I tie that money
if
down.
we, like, last year, we underwent a very massive rebranding from
Yeah.
IYL Foods to Nutrifield Foods, and the cost of that, I'm still recovering. Somebody should check on me. I'm not feeling fine.
Okay.
And then I feel like customers don't cut us some slack in terms of pricing. We don't determine like business owners don't actively determine the price of product. I can't wake up today and say
I work with farmers. I work with their pricing. So let me even add this. When I run at a loss, do I add it
to the cost
price?
of profit.
So why does my extra funding?
Supposed to go into reducing the price.
For the
Somebody
longest
should wake
time, I
me
didn't
up.
talk about it. I only started talking about it last year. In 2019, I went into farming because I wanted to have a bit more control over the
Pricing.
of my father, right? So that I won't be at that mercy. Like
Yeah.
I said earlier, I have family support.
Yeah.
They love me at home more. Aye! Thank you to my mommy and my daddy and my uncles and my cousins for their support.
And their love,
They gave
yes.
me a free land.
Oh wow,
to farm.
amazing. That is amazing.
They gave me
Yeah.
money too. And I think I had a grant.
You people should be praying, no, and be praying for
I think
supporting
I had
family
a
like
grant
this.
That I also added.
Right.
But I lost everything, no. Every
Egbami o.
single cover. went
How?
down the drain.
Wow.
I was sick. I was devastated. I was on. In fact, my cousin, he got me equipment for farming. From abroad. All this, when
Soil
you're on rice
tillings
farm,
and
this
stuff,
whistling
yeah.
thing to chase birds. He got me the, he invested.
Heavily.
Everything just went down the drain.
my
We
God.
took a consultant, so it's not like we were just
did
farming
it
like
by yourself.
as Ote or novice. So we took professional agricultural consultants, and everything wasted. It took me almost a year to get
Balance.
past that phase. Now my question is, I basked in that loss. While
Wine
business
and
was
dined
running.
inside it. I didn't
Did I
come and
increase my
write it
price?
on my forehead that I'm suffering.
No.
I experienced a huge loss.
So because of that, I want to be selling rice double of the price so I can make my money back. I didn't do that. So why should I come and cut down my winning a grant? Does it reduce my costs?
Exactly.
No,
It doesn't.
It doesn't. So it doesn't directly affect my costs.
Okay. I'm happy with the way the direction that this conversation is going. Don't worry, I won't take too much of your time today, but I promise I'm having so much fun recording this. But then again, so I like the way this conversation is going, and this just takes me to the next thing I was about to ask you or pick your brain about just a bit, just so that I'm sure that people have taken, like, you people should take, because this thing you people did are collecting for free.
So that's how it's full. I used to pay for consultancy. You can
Ben,
come and
you.
do one-on-one mentorship.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm very affordable, by the way.
Very
So what
affordable. Well, affordable is relative. I won't say.
Yeah.
I mean, affordable is relative.
But I'm worth it.
But you see,
If I do,
I
say
won't
so
say you should
myself.
consider price if you're trying to do anything. I think it's for me, quality is more important to me than pricing.
Yeah.
I would rather do like a handful of people or a handful of things than do a million
Numbers.
things, and then I'm
No value.
very value driven. I'm
Yeah.
very, very value driven. I enjoy it. It gives me, I don't know, some kind of pride. I won't even say it's
And
pride.
satisfaction.
And so, yeah, satisfaction.
Very
Like,
good, like
yes,
that.
this is the work of my hand and I'm proud of it. And I'm
Yeah.
proud of the people that have, impacted in so doing. So I won't say that price is please don't, I beg. Moving on. So let's talk about marketing.
Hi.
I know this is a topic that people are not really. In fact, we're going to talk about trade fair. I'm going to add some ice in it, because I've done
fairs.
trade fairs. Let's talk trade fairs. Let's talk marketing. But before we go to trade fair,
about what I say, because on the streets of inside, I just want to sell my market and go.
don't worry, we'll
I
sell
don't
your
want
market
to
and
upset
go.
everybody,
But
anybody.
well, to be honest, this is supposed to be an eye-opening session, right?
Okay.
And this is not to call anybody out or to do anything,
course
but
not.
we are
Yeah,
Let's
okay,
be logical
amazing.
about this situation now.
Okay.
I've gone to trade fairs. I attend trade fairs. I used to attend trade fairs a lot.
Okay.
Although one of that, in fact, that was what I drew inspiration from trade fairs when I was writing my recovering from a failed business book.
Okay.
And I think, was it that or building a great brand? Is either one of those two? Because there are some things that happen at trade fairs that sometimes you'll be like, what's this? But we'll get there. So in terms of marketing, influencer marketing used to be a thing.
It's still a thing.
Calm down now. Before you put knife in my neck now.
Yeah. Because I love influencer marketing.
Wait now. Influencer marketing used to be it's not as there
was a time
where everyone was kind of crazy about influencer marketing.
Yeah.
But now everyone is kind of tilting towards if personalized ads, sponsored posts and things like that. What's your take? What's your take on it? I have my own personal I have some biasness.
I think
It's this. But
for me, marketing is not a one-way traffic.
one,
Influencer marketing. Personalized ads.
yeah,
I do both
right.
because they bring me different results.
Thank you.
Now, I think where we mix it up is that when we put money into these things, we expect immediate returns. So I feel like if you take your time to understand these things and how they work,
Right.
you won't have an issue with either one of them. And this is also this is also the same thing I'll say about trade fairs. I do not have any issues with trade fair. The first trade fair I went for Ofada Hub was Lagos International Trade Fair, thanks to my
Right.
friend Z. And I have customers from 2017. I went for that trade fair in 2017.
Yeah.
I have customers from 2017 that are still patronizing me. They met me at the trade fair.
Right.
The first caterer that I got, the first set of caterers that I got that were patronizing me, I met them at that trade fair. There's a section at Lagos International Trade Fair where cooked vendors were.
Yes, I've attended that. I've exhibited.
Those women will not even buy from me in KG. They will come and buy.
In bags.
Congo
paints.
And
Yes.
they continue to buy. So, I think understanding the dynamics and also doing your own work is not magic.
Let me add to that. So
magic.
I'll tell you
It's
why.
not
I'll tell you
rocket
why I brought up that conversation. So there's something happened sometimes last year when Niger Brand Chick had come to the UK to come and do an exhibition. See, and there was another trade fair happening in the UK at that time, and people were saying that why did she have to bring anybody to the UK? This, that, people that are coming to come and sell in the UK, what are you going to sell? Some people literally came to sell slippers. Some people came I don't know, but I feel like some people came to sell baby wears, or some people came to jewelry. It was jewelry. Some people kind of dragged that lady or whoever the person was that came to sell jewelry. And when there was so much fuss going on Instagram, and I was like, let's look at this thing. Let's be honest. Let us leave I don't like somebody aside. What is the implication of doing this for your business? Let's be honest, not many people have good experiences with trade fair. I'll say that a few times that I've attended trade fair this life.
Okay.
In fact, there was a particular trade fair, I think it was GT Bank Food and Drink that I attended. I had a major loss with that trade fair.
But it's free.
It's free, yes, but I lost.
Wow.
My vehicle had an accident.
So you had to
fell on somebody. The vehicle was fully loaded with meat, pepper, rice, name everything. And it almost cost somebody's life.
Wow.
Everything I sold that day, but everything went into repairs of the vehicle. Healthcare for the person that the vehicle fell. Imagine a fully loaded pickup falling on top of somebody.
Okay.
I thought I was going to pass out. Now, that trade fair, that GT Bank Food and Trade Fair, gave me 3 stores. Today, we are in over 50 stores. Not because I went inside there. How many people do I know? I met 30-40%, 40-50% of the people that I supply from trade fairs. Okay. So, people that came or that moved from Nigeria to the UK to go and do trade fair, I'm sure that So maybe some people didn't think about it properly. But there would be some people that would think about the implication of what they had done for their businesses. Do you know some people came to that trade fair? They didn't sell markets.
So
but they got other exposure in other countries.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Whatever happened at that trade fair.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm very big on taking responsibility.
Mm-hmm. One.
Whatever happened at the trade fair.
Yeah.
It's not Nelly's fault. Nelly's is a business.
That's their business. This is a business. It's a business entity. Rope on anybody's neck.
So,
that come on.
Everything in life has pros. It has cons.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that benefited from that trade fair.
I agree with you 100%.
A lot of people.
And they won't come. In fact, some people would rather be quiet and say that people should be arguing with your ancestors.
If I happen to go for that trade fair,
your core reason will not.
Do.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Run and close partnership with African stores.
Finish. So I think that
if
for
I
people
go
going forward,
so I will not take all that response. That's why I was saying it earlier. I said it's not magic.
It's not magic. You do the work, and
so
it's not immediate.
It's not my fault if you do not understand
how these things work
of your business. It's not my fault if you do not understand the financial
responsibility of what that is. Yes.
It's not my fault if you don't understand your costs. It's not my fault if you think that.
I wish people are listening to this thing. Yeah, it is my responsibility for you to sell. Rara now.
It's not my fault.
You would do your due diligence, do your own work, do your assignments.
I have applied for MBC before they've taken me. But I promise you, my goal was not to go. See.
I think at the end of the day,
actually promises exposure.
She doesn't promise it. Thank you. I think that's where people get it
from. Whether you sell or not,
but let us move slightly away from that, because I would just want people to take away the fact that before you go and attend trade fair, think about this thing first.
So I feel like the problem
is your why?
People sell.
You
will see crowd in some people's stands,
but there are some people that
so
don't.
I think no. Here's the thing: people misunderstand these things. I mind my business on Instagram, but
when you are selling
vendors
markets,
misunderstand things. I don't mention names, but okay, let me use somebody that is my friend, and mentioning a name wouldn't be an issue. I have
somebody is scary.
I'm not scared. I just
nobody's okay. Yeah, people's and privacy.
And I don't like to come off as be attacking anyone.
Yeah.
Right. So my friend Nana, she sells makeup.
Right.
She has the numbers. So imagine somebody who doesn't know what Nana actually does on a normal day. Is not a millionaire. She's a struggling business too. We are all.
I'm sure she's about to have your head right now.
Right. But she goes for like all this. She sells makeup, beauty products. So she goes for Lagos
International Trade Fair and makeup fair as well.
Things like that. Now, if you go to makeup fair, and you see my friend's stand, and she posts about how her stand choke, or you are fortunate to hear how much she sold, that might encourage you to go to trade fair. But one thing I need you to understand is that the people who sell, some of them, or a majority of them, they have that audience existing.
Yeah.
In fact, majority of them, if they decide to stay in their store and run a trade fair,
they will sell.
That my friend Nana. On the day Nana has the courage enough to say she's fixing her store sales on the same day that they are running that trade fair that she goes for. And guess what? We walked from morning to evening. I left her there. The tent downstairs was still crowded. Those are the same people that go to meet her at the trade fair.
Now, I agree with you. That you probably don't have those kind of numbers of people.
Because Nana came to say,
I sold 10 million. You now expect to sell that volume.
I'm going to that trade fair
because I want to sell like Nana.
Going to that trade fair is not a problem. It's the intention that I'm going to the trade fair for that's a problem. I can't go to that trade fair and expect my less than 50 followers,
customers, sorry.
To go and make somebody that Nana made.
It's not possible. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
My intention to go to that trade fair will be
100 to build my brand.
Number,
to build my brand.
to meet new audience, not immediate sale. I hate the fact that people are going to trade fairs with the mindset of
I want to sell out.
And then it's even sold out. And then things are not going the way you have planned. And I'm seeing videos saying, I've not sold out, so please, I don't want to take everything back home. Why don't you want to take everything home?
So let me answer that question.
Yes, you will sell.
So let me answer that question.
Do you have a problem with taking your stuffs back home?
No, now here's the thing. I think I've done that. Has happened to me once, and I don't recall the trade fair was somewhere on the island. I don't recall that exact trade fair, and I was pained. But when me, today I will cry about once. I will make mistake. I will cry. I will now reach out. I will now sit down. Wano, do you have sense? How did this thing happen to you? Then when I now backtrack it, and I'll be like, you safe? Are you a thief?
It's the same problem that they have with trade fairs.
Yeah,
that is the same problem that they have with influencer marketing.
Right.
All of these things, none
marry
of them.
into
You have
each
to
other.
do your own part of the work.
I agree with you.
Even if Jesus Christ or even if God
calm down
is organizing trade fair, God that has the control number of everybody, somebody that will see not sell will not sell. I can only bring the people. I can't guarantee.
I also want to add that. I also would like to add.
Your page is disorganized. Your page
don't have this and that.
Yeah, probably even you're not doing anything, and then you pay somebody. It could be the biggest influencer. They can get my attention. But
you have to do your
work. And then
work.
I come to your page, I see your page, I'm confused. I'll go back now.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You have to do your work. It's not magic.
So
it is the work that you have done that you bank on these opportunities to amplify.
I agree. However, I also think that knowing what the kind of business you are building
and what works for you.
What works for you. Now, knowing the kind of business that you are building is very important to anyone. Someone asked me one day and said, what's wrong with you? You are always, like, Wura, there's money sleeping on, I think it was WhatsApp. And, WhatsApp has this, you can run ads on WhatsApp now. So, someone was then asking me, Wura, you're sleeping on running ads on WhatsApp. There's so much money that you can build. it was a group call. We had just finished like a recruitment kind of meeting because there's I have a very, very, very tight recruitment because, of course, I don't run my business in the country. So I run it from across another country. It's very difficult, but it's doable. Yeah. So the process is airtight. So this person was not like, you can do this so and so, just giving us insight. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not willing to do that WhatsApp sponsored ad. Or I run sponsored ads, but I know what I'm doing. You are sleeping on the numbers. I said that's not my goal. It's very difficult. I feel like it's very difficult for people to understand that people run businesses differently and for many different reasons. The kind of brand or the kind of business I am building is different from somebody else's business.
Honestly, you don't have a problem with the way anybody runs their business.
Thank you.
What I do have a problem with
is
forcing your methods on me.
God will bless you. Doesn't mean that it would work for me. It's not the same thing. We are doing different things. We might even be in the same niche, same business, same everything,
and
but
we work with different
strategies.
I do not like the fact that anybody thinks
finally somebody is with me on this because God,
I agree with you.
I don't like to explain myself when I'm speaking about these things.
You are sleeping on Facebook. I did not sleep on Facebook. The people who are on Facebook are not patronizing.
But then the same way you say that
1 million, in fact,
thank you very much. But the same way you said it,
I have paid different people to run
the ads for you.
The only thing Facebook people see, if you are doing a mass product, go to Facebook and cash out.
Yes, like maybe $1, $2 or something, or maybe $1 or
$1,000, like banjo kind of thing. Go to Facebook. You will be shocked how much.
I promise you that there are some people that actually do
somebody
good.
That is like saying you want to go and it's like talking about TikTok. They buy on TikTok now.
Yes, now.
But the ones that we oh gosh, all these people on TikTok.
I also think people well. Yeah,
and
but
then you're
TikTok
recipe,
is doing
you're trying
well
to teach them how to use something. They're telling you, oh no, this pepper is too much, and they were busy on it. I don't people want to answer. I use TikTok.
Somebody please help me.
Please, I'm not sleeping on it. It's not working for.
So if it's not
I have
working for
tested it
yes,
severally.
please,
It's not
fellow
working.
business owners, you guys need to stop.
Respect that
Respect
decision.
other people's decisions.
I don't want to hear it.
This person is not good.
You're sleeping on it. There is $1 trillion on Facebook. Okay, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, honestly speaking, honestly, you made a good point. And lastly, let me add to what you've said so far. Influencer marketing is also a very big thing. I
am big on influencer marketing.
In fact, I endorse it. I don't know if I endorse influencer marketing. 100%. It is thriving. As much as people feel like they don't do your work, do your own part.
Because this influencer is the rave of the moment does not
guarantee you sell.
I had my eye on one influencer for the longest time. I take my time.
Do due diligence. Yeah.
The person sells, and I even recommended her for my friend. But the honest truth is, I didn't think she was gonna work for my business.
Right.
I can't. When I'm marketing rice, I'm somebody that when I'm looking at an influencer, so there's this general perspective. People, like you said, there was a time that everybody opened eye to influencer marketing, and I think it was really working. But there's this sudden perspective where people started feeling influencer will market anything. They just want their money.
Yeah.
They will endorse anything.
Yeah.
Right. So because of that perception,
I think that's why it died down. Yes, influencers.
They feel like they will say, "Oh, she advertised one cream today. Next one, she's already promoting another cream. Which one going to use? There was this thing." So it's very important for me that before you put out something that you are influencing for me, you have tested it.
Right.
So I cannot go and. So I just thought about it. I've never seen this person cook. She's a lifestyle, food, clothing influencer. So imagine me sending her rice for influencer. She just says, "This is your father rice that I eat in my." If I were the customer, I
will not buy. Guys,
for me to buy it, cook it. Let me see you cook it. Let me see you eat
Honestly.
it. That's when you can tell me with your full chest that not a single stone
is inside. I agree with you.
But a lot of people think like that. They just feel like, because this person is a rave of the moment.
I'm glad that we were able to discuss this conversation today.
It's necessary to do your due diligence. Whatever you want to do, influencer marketing, even if you do personalized marketing, you go and run sponsor that.
And
the
do
content
your work.
Is ugly.
It's not content.
They will still not buy. So whatever one you are up to,
trade
fairs, whatever it is, do your
due diligence.
It is not a miracle,
and it's not. Sometimes it's not immediate.
God is not falling down to do. It is not magic. Do your work and you see the results. Some results might not be immediate, but they might be long term.
Yes.
So whatever money, when I pay some influencers, I'm paying them not because I want money back from it, but I want
later.
Yes,
I need
because
that.
I don't see them as giving me the numbers I want.
Yeah.
So I pay for the content. Their content I can run a sponsored ad with. So what I look for in different influencers is different. Some people when I pay them, I want numbers. Some people when I pay them, I want
just
content.
understanding what you.
Some people when I pay them, I want to reach a new audience.
Yeah.
So I want different things
at different stages, at different people.
So people need to understand that when I go for a trade fair, I'm not going to trade fair with the intention of I want to say that I don't want to bring anything. I don't want a grain of rice back in my store. Absolutely not. I'm going to sell, but at the same time, I want to make partnerships, meet new audience, make partnerships even with vendors. Sometimes you need to do those trade fairs to get into some circles. You will not be able to
access. For me, I feel like trade fairs are
let's work on our
access.
Mindset.
Yes.
When you work
Please
on your mindset,
it's very important.
A lot more people will be less disappointed.
Thank you so much for today,
and there will be
Amina.
less
I don't think there is anyone who I would have had such incredible conversations with, and I hope that there are business owners out there that can draw from everything. See that if you don't draw from this, you don't have rope. That's what I want. Don't draw. Like that song that is Guys, thank you so much for watching. I mean, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all the work that you do in the food space. If you guys are looking to, get funding, secure funding for your business at any level, this lady, she's an OG. She's an OG in the grants. Don't come to me if you're looking for grants. Because I mean, we are at different levels of life, and I feel like I apply for them.
We have different
we just have different strengths. It's just not my area of strength. I am a seller. I said I saw an Eskimo, but I'm not gonna be able to, do certain things, which is fine. So everybody's growth story is very different, and your journey is very unique to you. Please embrace it.
Yes.
Don't let me start speaking English that people don't understand now.
Embrace your
Let me leave it
story.
there.
Embrace
it, own it. That's what I'll say.
And enjoy the
And
process.
if you miss anything, if you lose something, if you don't take it as, oh, don't never wallow in your sorrow.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur is owning it and living it.
And taking responsibility.
Taking responsibility and accountability.
When things, it's you win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some.
On the days that you lose, move on. Don't blame somebody.
Don't blame anybody else. Just
responsibility.
own
Be
it.
accountable and move on.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm grateful, and thank you guys for watching. If you're new, this show is proudly sponsored by NutriFued Foods, Inspo Chupa, and Wigs by Sally. You can see now, there it's popping, isn't it? Thank you guys, and we're always happy to help. Ofada Hub. If you guys are not eating Ofada, I mean, so I have Ofada, but you see, she has Iru, she has bleached palm oil, she has. Just go to their website. It's already Ofada. See,
just come.
Thank me later, guys. Tell her I sent you when you get there.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys. See you on the next episode of Let's Talk Business.